Tom Holland's lip-sync battle performance didn't just go viral, it became legendary. You've seen it. Everyone's seen it. The black wig, the fishnets, the rain. Tom channeled Rihanna in a way nobody saw coming. Not even Zendaya. But here's the thing. That jaw-dropping moment? The one that had Zendaya covering her mouth in shock? It was never supposed to happen because behind the scenes, Tom and Zendaya had made a deal. A quiet agreement between two co-stars turned soon-to-be power couple. They weren't going to go all out. They promised to keep it light, low-key, simple, fun. But then, something changed. And what Tom did next not only shocked Zendaya, it changed the internet forever. So what made him break the pact? His own father against it, and how did a silly TV segment become one of the boldest and most loved moments of his career? Let's break it down before they ever stepped on that stage. Tom Holland and Zendaya had a plan. Back then, both of them were still relatively new to Hollywood's spotlight. Their chemistry was obvious, their friendship growing, but the fame, it was still fresh. So when they were invited to compete against each other on Lip Sync Battle, they agreed on one thing: keep it simple, no theatrics, no wild stunts. Just two friends having fun, showing a different side of themselves, and walking off stage with their dignity intact. Tom later admitted, Zendaya and we had agreed that we would take it easy. There was no pressure to outshine each other. No reason to turn a playful TV appearance into a spectacle. Just a low-key promise between two rising stars. Nothing crazy. And Zendaya kept her end of the deal. Her performance of Bruno Mars's 4K Magic was slick, fun, and smooth. But as she danced across the stage that night, there was no way. She could have known that Tom was about to throw that entire agreement out the window. Because while Zendaya stuck to the plan, Tom had already made a decision. One that would leave her and everyone watching completely stunned. If you've seen the clip, and let's be honest, everyone has the exact moment Zendaya realized something was up. Tom had just wrapped his playful take on Singing in the Rain. It was charming, lighthearted, and totally in line with their keep it simple agreement. But then, the beat dropped, the stage went dark. A dramatic pause. Then, Under My Umbrella, Ella cued the rain machine, cued the black wig, cued Tom strutting out in fishnets, heels, and confidence like the world had never seen. Zendaya, she froze, hands flew over her mouth. Eyes wide. She turned to the crowd, to the cameras, to anyone, like she needed someone to confirm this was actually happening. Her reaction went viral in seconds, not because it was exaggerated, but because it was genuine. She wasn't acting, she wasn't performing. In that moment, she was just shocked, and honestly, a little betrayed because she thought she knew what was coming. She thought they had a deal, and suddenly, her co-star, the quiet, well-mannered British boy she'd grown close to, was giving one of the boldest, most unapologetic performances in TV history. Years later, Tom finally admitted what we all suspected. Zendaya had no clue he was planning to go that far, which makes her reaction even more iconic because it captured the same shock the rest of the world felt watching it unfold. Tom Holland wasn't looking to make headlines. In fact, when he first started prepping for Lip Sync Battle, his mindset was simple: stick to the plan. Keep it fun, keep it light, keep it fair. But then came the pitch. During early rehearsals with the show's creative team, someone floated a wild idea. What if he mashed up Singing in the Rain with Rihanna's Umbrella? At first, it sounded like a joke. Tom even said as we were rehearsing it got crazier and crazier, and it did. One idea led to another. Then came the wig. Then the outfit. Then someone mentioned a rain machine, and, suddenly, this wasn't just a friendly lip-sync performance. It was turning into a full-blown pop culture event. Tom could have backed out. He knew it would be a lot. He knew Zendaya wasn't expecting it, and he definitely knew his team. Maybe even his fans might see it as risky. But instead of playing it safe, he leaned in. I was like, F***K, it. I want to wear fishnets and do this, he later confessed. No hesitation, no just full commitment to the moment. He wanted it to be theatrical. He wanted it to be fun. And deep down, he knew this was a chance to show a side of himself that the world hadn't seen. Confident, fearless, and just a little unhinged in the best way possible. It was a decision that would redefine how people saw him as Tom's umbrella idea grew bigger, flashier, and more outrageous. There was one person who wasn't clapping along, his dad, when Tom told him the plan, the wig, the fishnets, the rain machine, the full-on Rihanna energy. His father didn't laugh. He didn't scold him either. Instead, he gave a quiet, but clear warning, son. I don't think that's a good idea. It wasn't about embarrassment. It wasn't about masculinity or image. It was something deeper. Tom's dad was worried about what came next at the time. Tom was still climbing the ladder in Hollywood. He'd just landed Spider-Man. His fame was building fast. And to his father, going viral for a flamboyant TV performance wasn't just a quirky decision, it was a potential turning point. The kind that could change everything. For better or worse, Tom later explained. He was very worried about me becoming too famous too quickly. In a world where overnight fame can overwhelm even the strongest people, his dad was trying to protect him. He didn't want his son doing extra TV appearances, viral stunts, or meme-worthy moments that could spiral out of control to him. The fishnets and dancing weren't the problem. The spotlight was, but Tom, he wasn't afraid of the moment. He trusted himself. And more than anything, he wanted to have fun. It'll be really fun, he told his dad. I'm gonna have a good time. It wasn't defiance. It was confidence. The kind you need if you're going to own the stage in front of millions, in heels. The lights dimmed. The crowd quieted. And in that moment, nobody, not even Zendaya, knew what was about to happen. Tom Holland stepped out in a classic suit and hat, paying tribute to Gene Kelly with a clean, charming rendition of Singing in the Rain. It was smooth, polished, fun, exactly what everyone expected, especially Zendaya. But then the music stopped. The set went dark. And a few seconds later, Rihanna's unmistakable voice cut through the silence. You have my heart, and we'll never be worlds apart. Cue chaos. Out came Tom again, but this time, not as the tap-dancing gentleman. This was something else entirely. He emerged in a black corset, fishnet tights, and a short jet-black wig, moving with full pop star precision as the rain machine kicked into overdrive. He slid across the stage, flipping his hair, commanding the spotlight like he was born for it. Every step, every beat, every drop of rain, perfectly in sync. It wasn't just a performance. It was a moment. The audience screamed. Zendaya screamed. Louder. Even the backup dancers looked like they couldn't believe what was happening. Social media exploded before the clip even finished airing. Within hours, it was trending worldwide. Millions watched it, then rewatched it, then turned it into memes, GIFs, remixes, anything to relive the shock of that moment. Tom didn't just win the battle. He won the internet. And the best part? He looked like he was having the time of his life. No hesitation, no awkwardness, just pure unfiltered commitment. The kind of bold energy most celebrities spend their whole careers trying to fake. When the rain stopped and the stage went dark, Tom Holland walked off with more than just applause. He walked into pop culture history. That one performance, originally meant to be a quirky little TV bit, became something much bigger. It turned into a cultural reset, the kind of moment that sticks in your brain years later and still makes people say, wait, that was Tom Holland. For Tom, it wasn't just about the outfit or the choreography. It was about freedom. He broke out of the box Hollywood tried to put him in, the polite British heartthrob, the quiet Spider-Man, the guy who always plays it safe. In 5 minutes and 35 seconds. He blew that image apart, and fans loved him for it. Suddenly, Tom wasn't just the guy from Marvel. He was the guy who could own a stage, poke fun at himself, and still look completely in control. People saw his confidence, his boldness, his humor, and perhaps most importantly, his chemistry with Zendaya. Their connection had always been magnetic, but this performance, it made it undeniable. The way Zendaya laughed, the way she watched him, shocked, impressed, maybe even a little proud. It was a glimpse into something deeper, something fans wouldn't fully understand until years later, when the world finally learned they were more than just co-stars. Today, they're engaged. And looking back, it's almost poetic, because in that moment, drenched in fake rain, dancing in heels, Zendaya laughing from the sidelines, Tom wasn't just performing, he was being seen, and the world hasn't stopped watching since. At first glance, Tom Holland's umbrella performance seemed like pure entertainment, a fun, over-the-top moment meant to shock and amuse. But if you look a little closer, it was something more. It was a statement. Because in an industry that carefully shapes every image, every headline, and every celebrity moment, Tom broke the script. He didn't care if it was too much. He didn't worry about what fans might think. He didn't shrink himself to fit Hollywood's idea of what a leading man should be. Instead, he leaned into playfulness, vulnerability, and freedom. And in doing so, he challenged expectations, not just about himself, but about what masculinity, performance, and celebrity could look like. He could be Spider-Man and Rihanna. He could make you laugh, shock you, and still come out the other side more respected than ever. That's what made it powerful. Tom didn't just entertain, he showed that joy doesn't need permission. That confidence isn't about fitting in, it's about owning your choices, even when they scare people. And that maybe, just maybe, the moments that feel the riskiest are the ones that change everything. Because that night, in heels and fishnets, he wasn't just lip-syncing. He was breaking free. And judging by the way the world embraced him afterward, its clear authenticity, even in its wildest, weirdest form, still wins. Tom Holland and Zendaya had a deal. No drama, no theatrics, just a fun little lip sync. And a few laughs between friends. But sometimes, the best moments come from breaking the rules you set for yourself. Tom didn't plan to go viral. He didn't set out to shock the world. He just followed a feeling, a spark of inspiration, and let it grow into something unforgettable. And in doing so, he gave us more than just a performance. He gave us a moment, bold, hilarious, unexpected, and entirely unfiltered. That moment told us who Tom Holland really is. Not just a talented actor or a charming interview guest, but someone unafraid to take risks. Someone willing to surprise, even the people closest to him. Someone who understands that authenticity, even when it defies expectations, is what people connect with the most. Zendaya's reaction was real, the internet's obsession was real, and the impact still. Going strong nearly a decade later, since then, Tom and Zendaya's careers have skyrocketed. Their relationship has grown into something fans root for every step of the way. And through it all, that rainy stage and that unforgettable wig live on, not just as a viral video, but as proof that sometimes, the best version of yourself is the one that isn't afraid to dance in the storm because, in the end, Tom Holland didn't just steal the show, he rewrote it. If you loved this story, hit that subscribe button. We've got way more Hollywood surprises coming your way. Don't miss the next twist.